am here to give you, well, it's a YABO of sorts for me, that one of the most thrilling YABOs for me in a long time, and really, it probably wouldn't mean that much to any of you, but it does to me. And it will actually mean probably something to those of you who've ordered pipes and have been in this waiting pattern. A lot of it had to do with holidays. I was inundated in November, December, and trying to catch all those up, and now even more in January and February. And then, a couple of weeks back, my Delta lathe had an issue. Had an issue in this area right here. This thing right here is called a tailstock. And inside that tailstock is a screw that helps me in turning devices into like when I'm trying to drill into blocks, you know, when I'm trying to take stock like this and try to drill right into the center there or whatever. With acrylic, it's very critical that you have a nice steady flow into it, otherwise you could break it up or chip it out. And so I've had some slow go. I've ruined a few stems trying to do it manually. I could push it in, but that doesn't work too well. Oh, by the way, I'm smoking one of my Dunhill cherry woods. This is an old estate pipe that I got from Uptowns. Cleaned it up, refurbished it myself. Man, it looks great. Beautiful, beautiful pipe. I do that holy smoking pipe padre. Was smoking his and showed a couple of his he had. And Dunhill Moments had talked about this is one of his favorite style Dunhills. In it, I'm smoking some Dunhill early morning pipe. And I want to tell you something else before I get into my rant. My brother-in-law Rick, who runs the restoration and refurbishing side of Joe Case Pipes, has been after me to get rid of using softy bits on pipes. He said, you don't know all that bacteria and stuff that gets up under them and whatever, so if you don't change them out regularly. And I was like, well, I've just been doing it for so long. Look at something. There is no softy bit here. I've been converted. Thank you, Rick. Rick, by the way, it's Rick, R-I-C, at joecasepipes.com if you have pipes you want refurbished, repaired, or whatever, restored. R-I-C, there's no K on it, R-I-C. Rick at joecasepipes.com. And he has a YouTube channel. You need to subscribe to it. It's Briarville Rick. Briarville Rick. Again, no K on the Rick. Briarville Rick. Back to the rant. Back to talking about this. And the YABO. Well, I had a problem with Delta and their service. And I think maybe I told you the story about Rick when he was getting ready to get his shop up and running, and he was in the market to buy a lathe like this one. And I had told him, you know, Rick, this thing's a workhorse. It's been great. You know, Delta makes good products. And they do. They make good products. I've got a lot of Delta stuff around here. There's a Delta bench grinder sitting right there. Down there I have a Delta drill press. Down in the front part of the shop I have a Delta 14-inch bandsaw. I have a Delta big hybrid table saw down there. So I've got a lot of Delta products, but I also have a lot of Jet products. My big air cleaner back here is Jet, and got a big Jet dust collector down there. Got a big Jet 10-inch disc sander, and so Jet is really good. But Rick had started doing some research, and he said everybody he ran into started talking about how the Delta customer service is terrible. And I said, Rick, come on, man. I mean, I've never had a problem, never had where I've had to use the customer service. He said, well, I'm going with Jet. So he went with Jet and got a Jet lathe, very comparable to this one. I said, okay. In the meantime, I went ahead and bought a extension bed for this one, as you see there. About the time I did that, as soon as I got this in, what happens up here is the lead screw, which lets you drill into stuff, strips completely. Useless. I'm not able to do real precision work with it. I can, but it's much more difficult. And you could run into problems. Slows you way down. So I got on the website, got on the web, and looked up Delta customer service, Delta parts, found the parts for that, looked them up. They said in stock. They even said we can ship them next day if you pay the extra, whatever it was, 17, 18 bucks. I'm going, I need them. Send them. I'm going, well, this was a Friday, February 21st. I'm going, well, I'm going to give them till Tuesday, okay? I'll give them the fact that they probably don't work on Saturday and Sunday. They got to process it on Friday, which means it probably won't ship out till Monday, so I'm going to get it Tuesday. Tuesday came. I watched the FedEx and UPS trucks drive up down the street. Nothing. I go on the site, look at it, and it still says processing. I'm going, that's no good. They said that it was in stock, they were going to ship it out. I gave it another day. Processing. So, finally, a couple other days went by. I picked up the phone and started trying to call somebody. Couldn't find anybody. Scott, Sparky's Pipes, and my brother-in-law, Rick, helped me find numbers. I finally called somebody, and they were with DeWalt Black & Decker Corporation, who used to own Delta. Delta years ago sold to that group, and then a couple of years back, about a year or so back, they sold Delta, I think, to Porter Cable or whatever, to another company. But they had an agreement that they would maintain their service calls for 2 years. I just found that out today. So the woman I talked to said, oh no, never try to get anything shipped next day from Delta because they don't do that. I said, well, they offered it on the website and charged my account. She said, oh no, don't do that. She said, you know, the order still says processing. Maybe it will ship sometime in March. I went, okay, well. But she did help me locate one of the parts from somebody else who did get it shipped in rather quickly, which was great. But the main part, the lead screw, I'm going, okay, what am I going to do here? I can't use this like I want to use it. So my buddy Jason McNary, Mr. J McCann 123, I put his YouTube name down here. He's a fabulous machinist, and told me, he said, you know what? If you'll send me the part that this screw fits in and send the stripped screw down, he said, I will attempt to machine you another one. So I did. Sent it down, it was Thursday. I sent it down Monday. He got it Tuesday. Worked on it yesterday and shipped it back to me. And here it is. Now, it's not that big, but they just have those big boxes they ship in. So, this is my YABO, and I'm excited about it. Oh, check this out. Isn't that cool? Got the knuckles on it. Boy, you're talking about self-defense. That would be good. Okay, let's get in this box that I have been eagerly awaiting. There is the screw that came out. Notice here, if I can get it to, okay, see these threads? They're supposed to go all the way down. Stripped. Jason said that that was some pretty soft metal. He ran tests on it and finally said, you know what, I'm going to make it out of a little bit harder metal, but not as hard as what it fits in, because it's designed that way. Oh man, check it out. There's the old Delta. Here's the new Jason. Oh, that is fabulous, Jason. There's some grease on there that he greased it with. This is the brand new quill that they sent me. And now, what I want to do is I want to go over here and let's take it, put it back together, and make sure it works. Okay. All right, here is the quill and the lead screw, as it's called. This is the tailstock that it fits in. So I'm going to screw this back into the quill. All right, now I'm going to fit it into the tailstock. Okay, there it comes out that side. Now what I need to do is have it out here where I can have this flat spot right here, which this knob fits on, and then a set screw goes down into it so that you can use it to turn. Okay, and I'm going to fit the set screw down in there, tighten it down, and see if we've got it working yet. Okay, now tighten that down, and lo and behold, do you see it? Do you see it coming out? If I can move it down here where you can see it a little better. See how it comes in and out right here? This has to tighten in just a little bit and then untighten so it doesn't. This doesn't turn around. But you see it coming back in, going back out all the way. Yes! Yeah. Oh, it's incredible. Jason, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. You're a lifesaver. And all the people who are waiting pipes from me are going, yes! So that means I got to get busy. Jason McNary, Mr. J. McCann 123. Thank you for your expertise. Thank you to your professor who allowed you to do this on the great big machine at your school. And that's awesome, dude. Really, really awesome. I really appreciate it. And wow, it's great. It's like Christmas again. Getting something and using it. It's like I've got a whole new lathe over here. Okay, so those of you who have Delta equipment, if there are some woodworkers or pipe makers out there, you might want to look for alternative sources for parts, because Delta's customer service is just not where it should be right now, in my opinion and in my experience. Okay? So Delta, get your act together, folks. Really, seriously. You need to. You've been good for you got a great name for a lot of years. Right now, as it stands today, I just don't know if I would buy another piece of Delta equipment until I know they've got their customer service straightened out, like I said. That's it. That's Delta Rant number 2. My YABO from Jason. Thanks, man. And thank you all. God bless you all. We'll catch you next time. I got to get to work.